To me, it's pretty much everything. It's the most important tournament of the year, and it's one of the most difficult tournaments to qualify for. So just being able to qualify for this stage is probably the most important thing in any CSGO player's career. Making it back to a major event for me personally, I haven't been here for probably about 3 years now, so it's super, super important to get back into the pro circuit and to be back into the top 20 teams in the world and be competing against the best in the world again, and this is probably the best place to do it at a major event like this. My favourite moment with this team, I've been with these guys for maybe like 2 or 3 months now. I'd say the favourite moment was qualifying for this event and the feelings that everybody went through and how everybody went about it. I think it was super exciting, so I'd say qualifying for this event. From what I've heard, apparently this is the best iteration of the team that they've had. I don't know if it's because of me or because of a couple different players as well, but from what I've heard, everybody thinks that this is the best iteration of the team that we've had. I'd say the North American scene is more than legit. There is probably 5 or 6 teams that can not only make major events, but can win at any given time. So I'd say the North American scene is not only caught up, but we're pretty much even with the European scene, in my opinion. I think the way the community is now, a lot of teams are using different players from different countries, and I think it'll only continue to be that way. There is still a few teams that are all together from one country, but just in general, I think the way it looks, people are getting different players from different countries and putting them all together. As long as they can all speak English, I think it works out. Well, my opinion, I always had the thought that they should fix the revolver in the way of maybe just make it like the Deagle, make it the same recoil, the same pattern and everything, but just an alternative skin than the Deagle, because nobody uses a revolver, in my opinion. That's a way they could make it, could get it back into the game and make people use it. Just give it the same everything as the Deagle, but just a different skin. Hellraisers or a Spirit, Vega Squadron, I think they're probably on the lower side of the teams that are here. Teams that I want to avoid, obviously, Australis, Liquid, NIP, Big is here as well, so yeah. In my opinion, I think our boot camp and our preparation has been pretty decent, so I feel like not only myself but the rest of the team as well is ready. So yeah, in my opinion, I think we're ready. The stickers for the major, they're great. Super excited to get stickers back again. Me personally, I haven't had stickers for over 3 years, so getting them again and being able to qualify for this is super exciting for me. Our preparation for the major, before this, we had a boot camp for about a week and a half in Billund, Denmark, and that's Kasper's hometown, Cadian's hometown. And we pretty much did about 8 to 10 hours a day, probably like 5, 6 scrims a day, make sure our strategies were ready, make sure that we were ready mentally coming into this competition. So a little bit of boot camp and just mental preparation. To be a successful team is a little bit of everything. I think you need the right mentality, the right group of players that want to achieve the same thing together. On top of that, I think it really comes down to the day as well. If you're a professional team in a tier 1 or tier 2 sort of area, I think it comes down to the players' consistency on the day on top of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.